please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So we call you Parthsarthi or Kumar?
Sir, as per your choice.
No. What is your name?
Sir, my actual name is Parthsarthi.
Parthsarthi.
Yes, sir.
So Parthsarthi, let's begin with your introduction.
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Kumar Parthsarthi, sir. I belong to Patna. I have done my schooling till 10th from St. Karen's High School, Patna. After that, I did my 12th from Patna Muslim High School. After that, I did chemical engineering from NIT Allahabad. Since I had interest in teaching, post my BTech, I entered teaching industry, and presently I am a senior physics faculty, and I am teaching for IIT JEE and NEET entrance examination at Sri Chaitanya Academy, Parthsarthi, New Delhi.
Okay. Good. So Parthsarthi, you are from Patna, Bihar.
Yes, sir.
So tell me this caste census.
Yes, sir.
Bihar was pioneer first to do it. Now many other states have announced. So will it bring some social reform?
Yes, sir. What I believe that the caste survey done by the Bihar government will reveal the data that which caste has lagged behind in this development ladder of development. And if we are going to utilize those data, if the state government is going to utilize this data, then we can go for some targeted development and can uplift those sections which have remained marginalized.
Can Bihar government, or for that matter any government,
Yes, sir.
based on these statistics, can it change the quotas also within a category?
Sir, within a category,
Or create a new quota like what Maharashtra has done?
sir, they can create, but everything depends how judiciary interprets it.
So what is the binding, like up to what level you can go?
Sir, the Honorable Supreme Court delivered its verdict in Indira Sahni judgment that reservations should not exceed the mark of 50% except in some special circumstances.
So how has Maharashtra come out with a bill or maybe a law which takes it to 72%?
Yes, they have brought the law. Previously also they had did this, but that was struck down by Honorable Supreme.
Do you think this will also be struck down?
Sir, let us see, the matter will be sub judice and what the Honorable
So if the sub judice, you cannot give your opinion?
No, sir. I can give, but what I think that it might be struck down again by the Honorable Supreme Court.
Why?
By the Honorable Supreme Court.
Why?
Sir, because it is violating the judgment of Indira Sahni case.
Okay, on that ground.
Yes, sir.
So, are you in favor of subclassification within the community, within the reservation?
Sir, in my personal opinion, I support that, because let us take an example of that OBC, other backward classes. So that is a very heterogeneous classification.
But what would be the criteria?
Yes, sir. We can separate out those communities which have fared better in the last in the post-independence era, as compared to those communities, those castes which have been lagged behind in that.
Parthsarthi, I now take you to the chemical engineering.
Yes, sir.
So biofuels, ethanol, hydrogen, many chemicals are now being thought of using them as energy sources.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the utility of these three?
Yes, sir. First of all, they are non-polluting in nature.
No, where would they be used? Let me first come to that.
Sir, biofuels. Sir, they can be used to produce. They can be used to produce. These things can be used to produce the fuels, which can be used as a substitute for the fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, and coal. Number one. Sir, regarding its utility.
Ethanol.
Yeah, ethanol. Ethanol can also be. They can be used as a blending in gasoline and diesel. And sir,
has it started?
Yes, we have the E20 program where 20% blending is required.
And hydrogen?
The hydrogen fuel cell has been started recently. Ferry was also inaugurated at Varanasi by Honorable.
Could hydrogen energy, in the light of its production and economic, the costs involved, will it be a viable alternative?
Sir, it can be a viable alternative. Right now, a lot more research is required, a lot more investment, and lot more studies are required. But what I think, if we are going to work in that direction, it can solve those issues, and it can be a vital, it can be an alternative for that.
Parthsarthi, in your DEF, you have mentioned social service
Yes, sir.
as one of your extracurricular activities. I want to know who wrote the draft of preamble of our constitution.
Sorry, sir.
Who wrote the draft? Who prepared the draft of preamble of our constitution?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware of that.
Tell me, in the draft, the word socialist was not added.
Yes, sir.
So India, when they drafted the constitution,
Yes, sir.
did they not think as to which direction India will go in, what kind of economy it will be, whether capitalist, whether socialist, and it was added later on.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think there was a void in the beginning itself?
No, sir. What I think that already the constitution was aligned on the socialist principles. Only the word was explicitly mentioned in after 42nd Amendment. But seeing the directive principles of state policies, a number of directive principles are based on socialistic principles. We can say that.
Indian National Congress, as early as 1931,
Yes, sir.
they had said that socialism or socialist society will be our goal. Even then, they did not put.
Yes, sir. Sir, what I think that it was aligned. The message was quite clear. Only explicitly it was mentioned after 42nd Amendment.
But now that India is turning a little capitalist, also, do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Should the constitution preamble be changed, socialist as well as capitalist?
No, sir. Today we are. I think India is in the middle of both.
So should it mention mixed society, mixed
No,
economy?
it should not be mentioned there. The underlying principle is socialism
Alright.
with
Thank you.
little
Thank
bit
you,
integration towards capitalism.
Thank you, Parthsarthi.
Parthsarthi,
Yes, sir.
you're from Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me, these state were bifurcated, this Bihar and Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh
Yes, sir.
went out, Bihar, Jharkhand went out. After Jharkhand and this Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh is doing reasonably well,
Yes,
but
sir.
Bihar is not doing reasonably well.
Yes, sir.
Why? What is the factor?
Sir, I can think of 2, 3 factors. Sir, one is the political instability in Bihar since long. Second is, sir, after the division of Jharkhand, a number of resource-rich, mineral-rich areas went to the Jharkhand.
The same story is holding true for Madhya Pradesh also. Maximum resource area has gone to Chhattisgarh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, thirdly, sir, the lack of even if we compare Bihar with Madhya Pradesh, Bihar is much more dependent on agrarian economy as compared to Madhya Pradesh, and they are.
So what are the other things besides agrarian economy in Madhya Pradesh?
Sir, there are some good industrial belts also. If we go to the western Madhya Pradesh side,
Like
sir, if we move towards Bhopal and Indore, there are some industrial belts. But
what type of industry?
sir, I'm not exactly aware of that, but there are some industrial belts, whereas Bihar has lagged behind on that criteria. Number three, sir. Number four, sir, the most of Bihar has a good demographic dividend, but what basically happens due to lack of jobs, most of its talents move to some other states, and so due to this out migration, Bihar has also lagged behind.
In Bihar, the government after government they demand for a special status
Yes, sir.
and a special package,
Yes, sir.
lot of money. This is one thing. Another thing is that industriousness of a person. Like special package is one thing. Other thing may be that the Bihar government or the Bihar administration attract the private investment for development of its pisciculture,
Yes,
its
sir.
horticulture.
Yes, sir.
That is the another area
Yes, sir.
which you will support this special package or this one.
Sir, what I think in my personal opinion, will support Bihar attracting funds for its development, not through the special package criteria, through investment through participation of private industries, supporting horticulture, pisciculture. Number one, we can also, sir, go for increasing tourism. Bihar, Patna has good terrorism potential, good tourism potential, and but we are not able to tap that. So instead of demanding special package, we should try to tap all these resources. Even after that, if we are lagging behind, then we can demand for some special package.
Parthsarthi, you have optional in history. You're
Yes,
optional.
yes, sir.
Now tell me, when we read the ancient Indian history,
Yes, sir.
we observe that there has been a lot of Indian influence in Southeast Asia,
Yes, sir.
but we don't have much of the influence on the western part of India, that is Middle East or West Asia, even to Europe. We don't have much of the influence over there, but we have a lot of influence on the southeast side.
Yes, sir.
Why this difference is there?
Sir, probably the what I think of the difference is that Southeast Asia, the dynasties that ruled Southeast Asia, and the dynasties that were ruling in India, the dynasty, especially in the southern India, that is Pallavas and Cholas, they were quite powerful. And once even the Bay of Bengal was called the Chola Lake, and due to distance proximity between India and Southeast Asia, a number of conquests were also made, and this led to the Indian influence in Southeast Asia. But in Western Asia was during ancient time also, and even during the medieval era, what we see in the West Asia was quite powerful dynasties. Quite powerful dynasties.
So the powerful dynasty of the India in north, say Mauryan dynasty or Gupta dynasty, they were more powerful in a way than the Chola dynasty.
Yes, sir.
So why they could not influence their thing in the western part, I mean the West Asia and Middle East?
Sir, that thing what I can think is of distance proximity. Even during the Mauryans under Ashoka or even under Samudragupta, when the frontiers reached Afghanistan, but the frontiers did not extend beyond that,
Why?
because a number of European influence was much more in the West Asia, or in the because in the West Asia as compared to Indian influence.
During Mauryan times, European influence.
Also, not during Mauryan times,
Uh,
post that.
Post that.
Yes, sir, post that. The Greece and Alexander all came through that.
Thank you, Parth.
Thank you, sir.
So, Parthsarthi, let's talk of Great Depression of 1929.
Yes, sir.
Uh, there was a rescue package
Yes, sir.
called New Deal.
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me something about it and what ideas have been borrowed by India uh, from this New Deal?
Sir, New Deal was a package that tried to revive the economy of United States, and it had packages for it. It had packages for the industrial sectors. In packages for industrial sectors, it incentivized the industries to decrease the production or to not to increase the production. Even if it gave amounts, it even gave bailout packages to the banks for their revivals, because a number of banks had started closing. Besides this, sir, there were agricultural relief was also given to the farmers, and some of these steps were used to revive the economy of or the pull United States out of depression.
And what ideas were borrowed by India?
Sir, India replicated it to an extent in 1991 when it realized and opened its economy, and gave goodbye to the license quota permit Raj, and also averted the 1991 economic crisis.
Tell me about minimum support price.
Yes, sir.
Does it have its origins in this New Deal program?
Yes, sir. A similar thing was applied in the New Deal, and it has relevance there also.
What are some disadvantages of MSP?
Sir, it is a good toll on Indian exchequer. The amount that should have moved for capital expenditure, capital development goes into the MSP. It has, sir, halted the development of other crops, and it has led to the perpetuation of RW rice, wheat, and rice cycle. Besides this, sir, many of the survey reports have said emphasized that only a chunk of farmers, near about 9 to 10%, are getting the availing the benefit of MSP. Number four, sir, it has also created some regional disparities. We are seeing that MSP is mainly lived by because of better infrastructure and better coordination and management backward and forward linkage in the western UP, Punjab, and Haryana. Whereas farmers in poor states like in the eastern India, UP, Bihar, Bengal, Odisha have lacked. So these are some of the disadvantages of MSPs.
Uh, One thing is glaring. You have opted for history, even though you are a chemical engineer and you are teaching physics.
Yes, sir.
So why this let's say deviation in your mainstream?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, chemical engineering is not a discipline mentioned in the optional list by the UPSC Commission. So I didn't opt for the chemical engineering. Now coming to the physics, that actually the first paper of physics in the optional is the same what I teach, that is undergraduate physics. But the paper two, that is postgraduate physics, and that is beyond my syllabus. I generally teach undergraduate physics for IIT JEE. That's why I opted for history. And the third reason is, sir, that basically history has a good overlap with the static part of GS syllabus in GS1 as well as in the prelims. So I thought it to be a prudent decision to go with history.
So 6 attempts.
Yes, sir.
Have so many attempts made you a better, converted you into a better person? What have you learned from failure?
Sir, I have learned it. I have learned to be patient and to show perseverance. Besides this, I have also learned how to diversify one's own basket. In my case, I have diversified my life basket. I have moved towards teaching. I also pursued my hobby of playing cricket. And when I teach my students, I then they are quite panicked, sir, whether I'll be selecting I'll be getting my dream college or not. I give them my example. Tell them that there are many things in life, and all these things, whether UPSC or IIT JEE or any other exam, is a page of life. Life is a whole book.
Uh, Parthsarthi, you have written you were batsman,
Yes, sir.
but is this term being used
No,
on
sir.
present day?
Present day they are using the term batter.
So why better?
Sir, to remove some gender discrimination, batsman basically points to let's to
So
some
why have
sort
you
of.
written batsman in your?
Sir, actually, the certificate or the souvenir magazine of my school, they have quoted me like as an opening batsman. So I replicated the same word in that ad.
One last question I want to ask is on theory of everything. You teach physics.
Yes, sir.
So what is the theory of everything?
Theory of everything. Sorry, sir, I am not aware.
I'm not aware. Then let me ask you another. As a physics student or teacher, uh, how will you define zero and infinity? Will it be different from zero and infinity of math?
Sir, zero and infinity in physics. Sir, zero in physics can be, if we talk in terms of total, in terms of physics, zero can be simply a null vector. But infinity is something which can be assumed, but no one has still achieved that, and it cannot be is not achievable. As for example, we do go for escape velocity. Once it crosses the Earth's gravitational field, we assume that it has reached infinity. Although that is although that is not achievable practically, but assumptions is made in calculations.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. So, good morning, Parthsarthi.
Good morning, sir.
So, tell me, what physics is involved in Chandrayaan 3?
Chandrayaan 3, what physics? Sir, thrust force.
Now, why so many suicides are happening in Kota among students?
Yes, sir.
And what type of advice, as a teacher, would you like to give to the students who are mentally stressed?
Yes, sir. Sir, first of all, what I think that there are multiple reasons for committing suicides by the young student. First of all, sir, career pressure. Then also, sir, Indian society is quite competitive. This leads to peer pressure and family pressure. Sir, thirdly, the studies nowadays, especially in India, is going in the direction of bad race for marks, and so getting less marks in some review tests. This leads to suicide, and also desire for a bright future, pressure of parents to have prestigious IITs, colleges. These things have led to suicide of students in Kota. Apart from this, when they are depressed, they have no one around them, like their parents or siblings, to console them. And there is also nowadays it has started, but previously there was not even also not hand holding by the teachers.
What type of advice would you like
Now,
to?
sir, advice, sir. First of all, I would like to give message to my dear students that this life is a book, and all these examinations are just a page of it. There are many avenues. There are several examples where people have failed in their examinations but have done very well in their life. One such example is the present director of IIT Madras, who himself failed in IITG, but presently he is the director of IIT Madras. So I can give them this message. There are many other things apart from IITJ or NIC.
Okay, tell me economic impact of air pollution.
Economic impact of air
Impact
pollution.
of air pollution on economy.
Okay, sir. Firstly, air pollution leads to the harms the cognitive development of children or cognitive development of youth who can contribute to GDP of the nation. Number one. So number two, during the winters, as we are seeing in Delhi NCR region, due to fog, many flights are getting cancelled. This leads to refund. Many trains are getting cancelled. So all this adds to the or even the transport sector by roadways also getting affected. This leads to scarcity of fruits and vegetables in the markets. All this hampers the economic coordination, or you can say economic running of the country.
So coming to history.
Yes, sir.
So highlight the status of women in ancient India.
Yes, sir. Sir, much more, much is not known about women in the Harappan period, but the Harappan period was basically mostly an egalitarian society. So from that, we can say that there was the condition of women was quite good, and even there are seals of Mother Goddess. This shows that women were held in high esteem in that era.
So why the status of women deteriorated after that?
Sir, it started deteriorating from later Vedic age, and then it saw a sinusoidal graph, sometimes up, sometimes down. So what I can see, there's a conservatism entered in the society, and some of the law books also tarnished the image of women. Like we can say some Manusmriti also. Some there are some of the things mentioned derogatory to women, and this thing also led to the rising patriarchy and
Okay,
depressed
Parthsarthi,
status of
my
women.
last question.
Yes, sir.
Why do you wish to come into civil services?
Sir, I wish to come to civil services because what I feel that civil services give me within constitutional framework certain powers that can help me in transforming the society.
So thank you, Parthsarthi. I'll pass on to Chairman.
Parthasarthi, anything from your tab which is left uncovered? If you think that something has not been touched, I can ask you one more question.
Sir, if you can ask something about their family background or something related to my address, Bihar,
Oh,
especially.
Bihar is okay. So, tell me, uh, Bihar has a lot of people have migrated from Bihar,
Yes, sir.
but is there any move at the level of government to ensure reverse migration to call back the migrants?
Sir, the state government recently did investor summit in which it attracted MOU of 50,000 crores, which was much more than their target of 30,000 crore. Now they are trying to industrialize Bihar, and once Bihar gets industrialized, I think this migration will stop, and even reverse migration will take place because most of the labor classes they are migrating out of Bihar. They are going to Maharashtra. They are going to Tamil Nadu for jobs. And once industrialization takes place, there will be reverse migration.
Good. So, thank you, Parthasarthi. We are over with the interview.
Thank you, sir.
We'll call you again.
Thank you, sir.
So Parthsarthi, how did you do today?
Sir, it was satisfactory.
This is it. What may have gone not as per your expectation, if any?
Sir, in some of the questions, I would have, I would have desired to have some better knowledge.
Can you recall any one of them?
Sir, one question was asked by respected sir that why uh, we have seen influence in ancient times in the Southeast Asia and not in West Asia. I think that was opinion-based question, but I would look for some better answers.
Parthsarthi, you are a very matured and very, with good intellect. Your personality is very good.
Yes, sir.
We're very impressed with your stability, your stable personality, the poise in your, entire interview, and the matured way, the way you were answering question with good qualitative content. So you are showing, that kind of, matured personality with good knowledge.
Thank you.
Little bit of knowledge gaps are always there, so it may have been in your case also today, but there is never you have time also. 9th April, so you have enough time to look into this chemical engineering part a little more. You were slightly shaky about the the chemicals which are being now used.
Yes, sir.
You could recall everything,
Yes, sir.
but still you didn't look very confident. So think about biofuels. Biofuels are being considered for, other than car and all, it is also being considered as a sustainable fuel
Yes, sir.
in the aviation industry.
Yes, sir.
In fact, there's a target also. India has decided a target to start with 1%
Okay.
to being mixed with ATF.
Eight.
What is ATF?
Aviation turbine.
Aviation turbine. So that way, ethanol you rightly mentioned. We have started with 10%.
Yes, sir.
20 is the ultimate target.
Target.
Hydrogen also you could have elaborated a little more. So basically, chemical engineering, there are many facets which can be asked.
Yes.
So don't feel that मैं तो 15 साल पहले किया था, आप क्या पूछेंगे, बट पूछ सकते हैं, बिकॉज डेफ में से ही सारा आपका निकालना है कुछ.
ठीक है.
एंड प्रियम्बल ड्राफ्ट जो है जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने किया था. I asked you basically the idea to bring you to the social service, social security aspect, but you answered them very well. I was very happy with the debate that we had on this issue.
Thank you.
So, Parthsarthi, you are doing very well.
Parthsarthi, you are a very good candidate.
Thank you, sir.
Answers are good.
Thank you, sir.
Say, just read about industry in Madhya Pradesh.
Industry.
I think we don't have much industry, not to that extent that it can have a qualitative difference between Bihar and Madhya Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
We have industry in Bihar also. So political may be one of the factors. Your water may be another factor. Water displaces Bihar people every year,
Yeah,
and
yes.
it displaces very badly. And India don't have any panacea so far as far as the flood is concerned. And Bihar brunts the maximum brunt of the flood is in Bihar,
Yes, sir.
and not even in UP.
Yes, sir.
Eastern UP is there something, some portion is affected, so Eastern UP is also lagging behind. So flood is maybe one of the important causes.
Yes.
Just read about it.
Yes, sure.
Second thing, the West Asia, why not West, why to East? Two or three factors what history tells us. One is the trade.
Trade.
Okay, so we had much more trade towards Southeast than the West. From West we imported a lot,
Yes, exported less.
but we did not export much.
Yes.
But in East we exported and imported a lot on both sides.
Yes, sir.
Plus, second, the influence of Buddhism.
Yes, sir.
Influence of Buddhism. Buddhism went eastwards much. Why? Because the dynasties were like Sailendra dynasty.
Sailendra dynasty.
Sailendra dynasty in Cambodia and in Malaya region, I think.
Yes, sir.
So they were the influencers. So two important factors are there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and third was that we were more comfortable with our ships, old ships, right? So, in the eastern side,
Number of ports.
the Cholas, they had good naval type of things, you know, ships or whatever ships were there. So, the movement was quite easy there.
Yes.
Here, we did not have movement. We did not have horses also at that time.
Yes, sir. Imported.
We did not have horses, so we could go west.
Yes.
तो
Yes.
कई चीजें हैं, कई फैक्टर्स हैं, आप पढ़िएगा उसको.
ठीक.
Overall, you are a very good candidate.
Thank you, sir.
You have done very well, and I am hopeful that you will do very well in your interview as well.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
So Parthsarthi, you are very good.
Thank you, sir.
You discussed number of topics and you came out as a very balanced, matured person.
Thank you, sir.
So in all the replies like Great Depression, takeaways, and what we are MSP and cons of MSP.
Yes.
You were very balanced and very well. 6 attempts, what you learned from failure, good. Theory of habit.
Yes, sir.
This there are many names to this same. Read more on who is the propagator of theory.
Yes, sir. I am.
Starting from Einstein, first time he used the term. Now all the scientists are trying to find out one theory that can explain complete function. A lot of work is going on.
Okay, sir.
You will just try and find, you will find huge literature on this.
Sure, sir. I'll look into that.
It's a favorite topic for discussion in UPSC.
Yes, theory of everything. Yes.
Alright. Then zero and infinity of math and physics. You were somewhere there, but you were not convinced.
I didn't know the exact question, but I just only opined regarding that.
So attempt it again. Alright, because physics still you have seen, you don't know.
Yes, sir.
That is science.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you define zero as something closest to zero. You define infinity as something closest to zero. Okay, so dy by dx as x tends to
Infinity.
infinity is zero. Dy by dx as x tends to zero. And something like that.
Yes, sir.
You will understand it.
Thank
So
you, sir.
other than that, you were very good.
Thank you.
Batsman and not better आपने यहाँ लिखा है.
Sir, actually, I replicated the same word जो था
वो
स्कूल
बताया था,
मैगजीन.
he has got a certificate.
स्कूल मैगजीन में सर जो था
He
उसे
told
मैंने
him.
एग्जैक्टली रेप्लिकेट कर दिया. They had written it in quotes.
वही लिखा है.
उसको मैंने रेप्लिकेट कर दिया.
Correct.
तो पार्थसारथी, गुड पर्सनालिटी, गुड कम्युनिकेशन, अच्छी मैच्योरिटी लग रही है, आंसर्स भी अच्छे आ रहे हैं, एक कलेक्टर लग रहे हो बेसिकली, है ना, पर्सनालिटी वाइज. बस कंटेंट में आप थोड़ा सा लॉन्गेस्ट जा रहे हो, थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेनेशन मोड में जा रहे हो, लग रहा है कि हाँ टीचर ही एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, तो एक एक पॉइंट आपको कम करना पड़ेगा,
ठीक
है ना. अगर 20% कर्व कर दोगे तो एप्ट और प्रायोरिटी वाइज पॉइंट भी आ जाएंगे थोड़ा सा. ठीक है, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट.
Anything, Parthsarthi?
है.
Question?
सर one thing कि sir I am not getting exact answer कि how to keep the hands.
How to
Keep the hands. I am getting
keep
somewhere.
the hands?
Yes.
पहले तो आप थोड़ा पीछे जाइए, अभी थोड़ा आप स्लम्प हो रहे हो.
Yes.
नहीं, पीछे वैसे नहीं,
बैक पीछे
straight.
लगाइए.
उठिए,
Sit straight.
पीछे बैठिए. उठ के पीछे बैठिए, एकदम पीछे, नहीं पीछे बैठिए, आराम से पीछे एकदम जाइए.
That
Yes.
ये तो आपका जो है वो स्ट्रेट सिटिंग हो गया, और हाथों को आप ऐसे कर दीजिए, बस. दिस इज द बेस्ट पोज.
और सर एक चीज है कि सर एक्सप्लेनेशन के समय देयर शुड बी नो हैंड जेस्चर और देयर शुड बी सर्टेन हैंड
मिनिमम अवॉइड टू द फुलेस्ट, बट अगर करना है तो बहुत ही मिनिमम.
एंड इफ आई एम नॉट डूइंग एट ऑल देन
You can just keep them like this. That shows you're comfortable. अब वो आप अपने थाई पे भी हाथ रखोगे ना, तो you are not, ये तो आप ना स्ट्रेच कर रहे हो, ये तो बिल्कुल, you know, it looks very odd also.
लाइक दिस.
You don't sit at home like this, do you?
यस सर.
कोई अगर आपके घर आता है तो आप ऐसे तो नहीं बैठते हो.
नहीं सर.
You must be क्रॉस लेग बैठ नहीं सकते आप, है ना. ऐसे ही बैठना सबसे अच्छा है. ब्यूरोक्रेट्स भी खड़े होते हैं ऐसे ही खड़े होते हैं, है ना. नेता भी खड़े होते हैं ऐसे खड़े होते हैं. जेब में हाथ डाल नहीं सकते, पॉकेट में हाथ डाल नहीं सकते, यूं कर नहीं सकते. वो जर्नलिस्ट करते हैं ऐसे करके फोटो खिंचाते हैं एनडीटीवी. सो द बेस्ट वे इज टू, ऑलराइट.
एंड सर वन आंसर जो मुझे कहीं नहीं मिल रहा है सर, वो ये है कि सर कि जो नेम्स चेंज किए जा रहे हैं, तो उस पे सर एक बैलेंस्ड आंसर आई एम नॉट गेटिंग।
किसके नेम चेंज
जैसे
किए?
शहर के नेम्स चेंज किए जा रहे हैं,
हाँ, कोई एग्जांपल बताओ।
जैसे कि सर इलाहाबाद वाज चेंज टू प्रयागराज।
प्रयागराज। सो इसका देखो अच्छा आंसर ये है कि सर if the intention of the changing the name is related to some past history and it reflects the culture of that area supported by public opinion, it is a good step. However, if it is used for some other motive, including political motive, then sir I do not support it. The message is clear. ये भी आप पॉलिटिकल भी हटा सकते हैं।
ठीक,
इसके अलावा सर अगर किसी और यूज के लिए किया जाता है, पर्पस से किया जाता है, एट द पॉलिटिकल लेवल कर दीजिए, ठीक है, तो इट इज आई डोंट सपोर्ट। बात सिंपल है कि आप जैसे एक कम्युनिटी के नामों को हटा हटा के आप उसको बदल रहे हो, है ना, तो वो मैं उसको सपोर्ट। बट अगर उसके पीछे प्रयागराज स्पेशली उसमें एक पुराना कल्चर है, पहले भी इसको प्रयागराज बोलते थे,
ठीक है,
तो इसलिए उसका नाम बदलने को आप डिफेंड भी कर सकते हो अगर स्पेसिफिक किसी के लिए पूछते हैं।
ठीक,
बट गाजियाबाद को फलाने 3 नाम आ गए, हरिप्रसाद नगर, फलाना नगर, तो ये सब समझ में आ जाता है कि नाम से इनको परहेज है।
ठीक,
ठीक है ना, तो ऐसा स्टैंडर्ड है ना।
थैंक यू सर।
सो हमने पार्थसारथी आपको 65% दिए फॉर योर परफॉर्मेंस। ये आपका पहला इंटरव्यू है?
सर दिस इज फोर्थ मॉक,
नहीं, मॉक तो
यूपीएससी
पहला है।
यूपीएससी फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू।
यू डूइंग वेरी वेल, आप बहुत अच्छा करोगे। तो अभी तक आप मेंस में नहीं आ पाए या मेंस में भी रह गए?
दिस वाज द फर्स्ट मेंस,
फर्स्ट
लास्ट
मेंस एंड
अटेम्प्ट।
फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू।
यस सर, फर्स्ट टाइम आई क्वालिफाइड प्री, फर्स्ट मेंस एंड फर्स्ट।
पार्थसारथी खींच लो, आप निकल जाओगे।
थैंक यू।
मेन पहली बार दिया है तो जो पहली बार मेन देता है उसको पता ही नहीं होता वो कहाँ कितनी छलांग लगा जाए। ठीक है, और इंटरव्यू में तुम अच्छे हो।
थैंक यू सर।
थोड़ा सीरियस मत रहना, स्माइल रखना, जल्दबाजी मत किया करो। तो वही पहले भी उठ के चले गए बिफोर आई कुड कंप्लीट, वहां भी ऐसा मत करना कि जब तक वो कहनी के यू मे गो नाउ तब आप थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू। आप मैंने आपको कहा कि भाई नाउ वी आर क्लोजिंग द इंटरव्यू, यू गॉट अप एंड स्टार्टेड मूविंग, वो थोड़ा सा एब्सर्ड हो जाएगा। ऑलराइट, ऑल द बेस्ट।
ऑल द